By far, this is the most premium Mazda SUV that you can find in the Kenyan market. And I'm talking about this 2022 Mazda CX60, and this car is posh as much as you like it. Now, the car has a very powerful 3.3 turbocharged diesel engine that has a mild hybrid system. And before we talk about all that specs, I would like to give you a 360-degree view of the car, starting from the front all the way to the rear side, and also we get to see the interior of this amazing unit. Now, we said Mazda is doing so much to ensure that their cars are captivating, modern, and comfortable as much as possible. And this 2022 Mazda CX-5 is an example of actually what Mazda is doing in the Kenyan market so far. So I think this is among the very few Mazda CX-60 that can get in the Kenyan market. And you guys will forgive me because we are used to the Mazda CX-5. I'm saying Mazda CX-5 instead of the Mazda CX-60. So this is a bit more premium. It has a lot of power in it. And when it comes to comfort, this car is unbeatable. And as of now, the only car that can rival this is the likes of the Lexus RX 450 or the Lexus RX 300. So in that case, if you're still watching the video or if you're new in this channel, make sure you subscribe because this is what we do on a daily basis. So I'd like to give you a 360-degree view of the car, and starting from here, of course, from what you're seeing, you have this modern look, and the biggest difference here is the LED headlights. So you have this minimalistic design on the headlights. You have your main projector here at the center. You have your daytime running lights, which is a bit smaller than before, but it's also very premium. And down here, instead of the fog lights that you are used to, the new technology allows the fog lights with the main headlights to be fused in together. And of course, you get a bit of fog light elements in the main headlights. When it comes to the turn signals, Mazda is playing around with the design. And of course, from here, you're seeing the daytime running lights, the turn signals have been moved from the inside part right now to this section here, which looks absolutely amazing. And of course, you have this new beautiful grille here. These are very wonderful design from Mazda. At least it's showing you that they are evolving and some other things are actually changing for the better. I kind of like this grille finish over here. It looks actually amazing. And also the car looks so large, which at least brings out the presence that you need in a beautiful car like this. Now let me show them the rear side of the vehicle so that at least they get to see what is moving on around before we get down into the real specs of the car. Now again, Mazda is doing a lot to ensure that we get one of the best cars in the market, and you get this new design for the Mazda CX-60, Mazda CX-8 and Mazda CX-80 and Mazda CX-90. This is typically the design that you get. The biggest upgrades being on the taillights. You get this beautiful design that cuts all the way into the boot section. Kuja hivi kidogo into the boot section, and you're being reminded that this is a Mazda CX-60. Sorry, I'm used to the CX-5, Mazda CX-60, and it is an all-wheel drive. And on this side, you're being reminded that this is an E-Sky Active D technology, which means it has a mild hybrid system. So the E stands for hybrid, which is mild on this. And that gives the car better fuel economy, and also it increases on the range when it comes to fuel economy. Now, there are a number of guys in the car, so let me allow them to move out so that at least we get a whole video of the vehicle. So in that case, let me give you a few seconds to finish up. Now, talking about the power output of this car, because that is the most important bit about this vehicle. Being a 2022 model, you get a new engine. You get a 3.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel, 3.3-liter inline-6 turbocharged diesel that gives you a total of 254 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. All that power is sent to all the four wheels via the 8-speed automatic transmission system, which is actually very smooth and robust. So Mazda moved away from the 6-speed auto to a new 8-speed automatic transmission, which is actually amazing. Now, we said this car is a mild hybrid, so you have a 41 kilovolt battery, which gives this car an extra 17 horsepower and an extra 105 Newton meters of torque. So that is so much power for a car like this. And from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, you can only use up to 5.7 seconds, which is quite amazing for a large SUV like this. Now, when it comes to fuel economy, you'd expect a 3.3-liter turbocharged diesel to have terrible fuel economy of maybe 12 kilometers per liter. But believe me not, this car has an average of 18 to 20 kilometers per liter thanks to the E-Sky Active G technology, which helps the car to produce more power, and at the same time, it helps the car save on fuel. So when it comes to fuel efficiency, this car is perfect, 18 kilometers per liter. And it comes to power output, 254 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. That is some crazy power from this vehicle. Now let me show them the power plants. This is actually what happens here. The design is longitudinal. That is the layout of the engine right there. And of course you have all your straights or inline configuration on the engine. It's not the real hybrid, it's just a mild hybrid, because Mazda have not ventured fully into the hybrid segment. Other than that, the car is actually amazing, and I would like to give you a review of this car, nicely done. Let me show you all the bits, starting from the front to the tires to the interior, and I'm sure you guys will like the interior more, because that is the most premium part of this massive SUV. So let us go in. So generally that is a Mazda CX60, a car that actually turns heads. Everyone that passes around here wants to know which car is this. And of course, this is a very new design, new model. Everything is very, very different from the usual. And starting from where we started, the headlights are a bit different. This is actually how it is. Very powerful LED headlights, LED turn signals over there. You have the new grille, Mazda emblem, 360-degree view, and this is a front-facing camera, a number of sensors on the front side, and also it comes with headlamp washers. So in case you're driving where there's a lot of dust or the headlights are dusted, you can use that to clear all the debris or dirt that is moving around. Now on this side, when it comes to the front bumper, it actually looks good, even though you don't have cladding on it. It's actually nice, and some other people prefer the car with its natural design down there. So unlike the Mazda 6.5, which has cladding on the lower side of the vehicle, this is just standard as it is. When it comes to the side view of the car, starting from the tires, we have these 20-inch high-profile tires. These are perfect for the Kenyan roads. And of course, you have the same size 20-inch alloy wheels, machine cut from Mazda. In the braking, you have solid brake discs, which are vented to ensure that the car stops when necessary. And then also on the inside, this is the first time you're seeing Mazda venturing into the premium suspension system. Now, the car uses an independent double wishbone suspension system on the front side to ensure better handling, better response, and also to ensure better comfort. So if you compare this to the counterparts and the other cars like the Lexus RX 300, this one might be a bit more comfortable, because the Lexus RX 300 uses the McPherson strut suspension on the front side of the car. Here on the side, we have these fins over here, and of course these are just fins, chrome finishing over here, and you're being reminded that this has an inline 6 turbo diesel engine, which is absolutely amazing. So if you'd like to have something like that, this car has it. On the rear side, as usual for Mazda, you have an independent multi-link suspension system, which is nicely done, nicely tuned to ensure better comfort for rear passengers and better handling when it comes to the off-road. On the window panes, we have chrome finishing all along the window panes. This time around, you only get keyless entry. There are no chrome on the doors, which is still very much okay. And when it comes to the rear side, you have this modern look over here. And of course, starting from the top, you have your brake lights on the top part over there. No spoiler on this. Wiper for the rear side. New LED taillights, which looks amazing. I think this actually looks futuristic. And we all know that when it comes to designing taillights or headlights, Mazda are usually on top of the game. Now I like this design, which cuts all the way from this side into the boot section, which actually looks amazing, and you can use aftermarket features to kind of connect both of them together to show or to act like it's a complete tail light. LED turn signals over there. Also, you get your LED reverse lights down there, and a bit more of lights on this side, which is quite good. As you move down a bit, you have your e-Sky Active D to show you that these are mild hybrid Mazda, and down there you have the reflectors, double exhaust over here. Look at this. These are splitted exhaust, and actually these are fake. These are just fake exhaust. I think the real exhaust sits somewhere down there. A number of reflectors, a number of sensors on the rear side to ensure safety and that you can park this massive SUV easily. You being reminded that this is a CX60 all-wheel drive, so for off-road handling, this is one of those cars. Now, a special feature that you get in this Mazda CX60 is the kick to open tailgate, and I'm going to demonstrate that. If you need to open the tailgate and maybe you have everything on your hands, you just put your leg over there, and of course the tailgate will open. That is a very, very special feature for this Mazda CX60. We've not seen this in Mazda before, and this is actually amazing. On the rear side, we'll be able to come here and see a few things, or maybe you can just see this. So you have this cover here to protect the fabric on the lower side of the vehicle, and I think these are very nicely done rubbery material. This is just plastic, but some good quality on it to ensure that all your stuff stays intact. You have your pockets on the side. You have these buttons here and there to fold the rear seats together. And if you need to power your accessories, you have your 12-volt output on this side. You have air vents, lighting system, and of course another lever here to fold the rear seats. If you're carrying some sensitive stuff and you need to cover them, you can use this to cover them here, but I don't think this is necessary. I've not seen a lot of people using this, but it's quite okay. Down here you get your Bose subwoofer, which is quite large. This is very, very powerful. The entertainment in this car is absolutely amazing. I like the audio quality, and this is one of those things that will make me actually go for a car like this. So if you're interested in something like this car offers that as part of the package. Now let me show you the interior of the car, because I know this is where the game changes, and this is where everyone likes. And for the first time, I'm actually feeling like the door on this Mazda CX60 is a bit heavy. It's actually very, very well done. And when it comes to safety, Mazda CX-5 has earned a 5-star rating, for their cars in terms of safety. Now, in terms of design for the doors also, there are a number of things which have changed, and actually you can clearly see that there's a lot of difference. Starting from here, you have your Bose tweeters, a bit of plastic which feels premium, wood finish over here, chrome finishing on the doors, premium fabric on this side, leather finish on the doors, and also you have some premium stitches, power door controls, and of course you have a larger speaker which sounds amazing. On the lower side of the door, you have this plastic finish to maybe reduce on the production cost and also to save on weight, and of course you get some door bins over there. The interior looks amazing. I like the quality of the interior when it comes to this Mazda CX-60. And first of all, I like the seats. These seats are very, very well done. You have a beautiful headrest with amazing stitches. The rest of the seat looks nice. The seats are perforated, which means the seats are heated and cooled. And also, the seats are electrically adjustable. Now, this is the cockpit to the Mazda CX-60. It actually looks amazing. I think we've not seen this before in a Mazda, and this is a full range design from Mazda. I think they decided to go all in on designing this massive SUV. And starting from here, of course, you can see this design kind of fuses nicely the door, and the air vents nicely fuses to each other here, at least to bring out this beautiful design. You also have this fabric finish here, which looks amazing. And on the lower side, you have several controls for the vehicle, including your idling stop feature. You can activate your parking sensors. You can arm the sensors all around, or you can switch them off. And then, of course, you have 3 buttons here, 2 memory settings, and also you have this button here to open the tailgate. So if you want assistance when opening the tailgate, you can actually open it from inside before you walk out of the vehicle. We have this new steering wheel design over here. Of course, you see these beautiful stitches. It kind of fuses together here. Everything looks nice. Diamond stitches right there. SRS airbags on the steering wheel. Controls for the infotainment system. Adaptive cruise control. Paddle shifters down here, which looks amazing. And of course, you have your digital clusters. This is something very good, very modern. And I think it shows that Mazda are heading in the right direction when it comes to technology. HD clusters over there, which looks amazing. 43,000 kilometers mileage. You get fuel range of 80 kilometers or for whatever is remaining on the fuel tank. And other than that, everything else looks amazing. You get heads-up display. You can actually see that down there. And when you're cruising down the highway, it will be able to display or project the road signs which are appearing on the road. And also when the road is nicely marked, you get what we call it, lane assist, lane departure warning, and all that. And also for this unit, this is a pretty safe car. You get adaptive cruise control, a blind spot monitoring system. You also get so many other features to ensure that you're always safe, including autonomous braking. Now, the steering wheel is electrically adjustable, unlike the previous models where you had to lift a lever. With this, you just have to touch this button to adjust the setting of the steering wheel to suit your configuration. Down here, you have a large infotainment system. I think this is a 15-inch infotainment system, which is absolutely amazing. This is quite crazy. It's quite large. So, also the design kind of changed from what we are used to. Right now, you scroll up and down rather than the other one which you used to scroll across it. Other than that, everything feels good and it's very responsive. Of course, you can select the source where you want your infotainment to come from, whether it's FM, AM, Bluetooth, phone connectivity. Of course, being a 2022 model, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Other than that, everything else is nice. Everything else is actually amazing in this Mazda CX-8. Mazda CX60. I don't know why I keep on calling this car CX-5 and CX-8. I think it's because it balances all those features together. The dashboard is also nicely done. I like the material used here. It's fabric though, but the design on how it's placed there feels very good. Your push to start button, a bit of chrome that runs all across the front dashboard, and also you have these amazing air vents. When it comes to the climates, this is nicely done. There are so many features right now for this unit. And of course, from what you're seeing here, you have your centralized controls, including this button where you can synchronize all the setups for your ACs to ensure that whatever you're setting over here will be synchronized all across. Beautiful display, some very strong or powerful motors for this, especially for the fans. You can actually feel it. We are at power number 2 and it feels very good. You get your heated steering wheel, heated seats, cool seats, among so many other features. And for this, Mazda actually are very considerate, and for now, actually you can see you have these physical touch buttons instead of touch sensitive controls like all the other modern cars. So whenever you're driving this car, maybe you're in winter climate, you can still put on your gloves, and at the same time you can still control your ACs. You have this large center console here which houses wireless charger right there. So if you have a car that supports wireless charging, this is great for you. 12-volt output to charge several accessories for you guys. And you have this large center console which has a bit more of a wood finish on it. I love the wood, though it's not the color that I would prefer, but this is actually amazing. Chrome finishing over on this side. You have your gear shifter for your 8-speed automatic transmission, and of course you have your MI drive system. Okay, so everything else is good. And for the MI drive system, it allows you to choose on the driving mode that you need. Of course, you have off-road mode, you have normal mode, and also you can take all the way to sports mode, which is a bit more responsive and a bit more agile. So if you want to drive fast or you want to enjoy thrilling ride, you can go for sports mode, you can go to normal, or if you're trying off-road mode, you can also activate that nicely. We talked about the gear shifter for your 8-speed auto. Remember, Mazda only offers you automatic transmission and manual. There's no CVT on this, which is actually amazing. Hill descent over here, and of course you have this button to activate 360-degree view of the car. And of course the cameras on these are all HD, which means you get clear view. Look at this. And also the infotainment system is quite large, so you'll be able to see the surrounding nicely and clearly. So this is just actually what is taking place here. The front camera right there, you have side view on this side, and also you have reverse cameras to ensure that you're driving this car safely. When it comes to the center console, you have this large center console here, leather finished. You have also beautiful stitches on them, and it is a split configuration, so you get a deeper storage space, though it's not the deepest as would have expected. And of course you have two Type-C charging ports, and of course you have one HDMI port to connect some of your accessories to the infotainment system. The rest of the dashboard is nicely done. A bit more of soft plastic material over here. It feels very, very soft. The design goes on all the way, and you have a large glove compartment over there. So in case you need extra storage, the glove compartment comes in handy. The front passenger seat houses the same features and controls just like the driver seat. Electric seat adjustments, and no memory seat settings on that though, but the seat is also heated and cooled, so that is a very important feature for a car of this nature. Digital rearview mirror is available on this. On the top side, it shows you passengers who have their safety belts on and those that not have their safety belts on. For the front passengers, for the second row passengers, and also for the third row passengers. So that is actually a very good feature to ensure that the driver can monitor the occupants of the car. On the top side, you have LED lighting for the interior, which actually looks good. During the day, you might think it's not very powerful, but at night, you'll be able to get a very good look of the interior. Sunroof opener over here. So this is a premium car, and it has a sunroof, and it's not just a sunroof. For the first time in Mazda, we are seeing a panoramic sunroof, and this is actually nice because it runs all the way to the rear seats. So if your family would prefer a car with a large panoramic sunroof, this Mazda CX60 does that perfectly. Now guys, so I would like to take you through the second row. Let us see what happens there. Then at the end of the day, you guys give me your thoughts on this Mazda CX60. So on the rear side, this is simply what you get. Same design on the door, a bit of fabric, very good wood finish over here, chrome finishing on this side, a larger speaker and a larger door bin. Once you get inside, this is what you get, a very large comfortable space for this, and this actually feels very premium. For a Mazda CX60, this is what you'd get. It's a larger version of the Mazda CX-5, and also it's a premium version of the Mazda CX-5. So talking about the Mazda CX-8, which would be something larger than this, I think it kind of balances on that, but this is actually quite modern. So you have white ivory on the seats, some amazing perforations, which means the seats are heated and cooled. I'll show you that. And also you have your ISOFIX to ensure that you can fit your baby carriers inside here nicely and easily. Now when it comes to the legroom, I can actually stretch my legs all the way to the underside of the seat. That means we get some amazing space over here. This is a very beautiful car, large as you like, very, very comfortable. And for long distance, I think this car is actually the right vehicle for you guys. You have some pockets here and there. Here on the center console, you have some amazing air vents. For the rear seats, they are heated, not cooled. Two Type-C charging ports for this. And of course, you have this charging port, which has a larger power output, that is 100 volts or 150 watts. So you can be able to power accessories that might need a larger power output. Down here, you have this large armrest over here, which is actually amazing. And of course, it has these two cup holders. That is actually what you might need in a comfortable SUV like this. Sitting here on the rear side, that is what you get to see on the front side. Very, very beautiful design, modern as you like. Everything looks to be in its right place, and it feels very comfortable. It feels modern, so you kind of get the European spec for this Japanese SUV. And when it comes to the price, it might not be the modest price, the most modest price, but you get a good quality car. And so guys, that is basically the Mazda CX60, a premium all-wheel drive turbo diesel engine, which gives you some amazing power output if you need a powerful SUV that gives you better fuel economy, and of course it makes you feel like you are in a modern vehicle. This Mazda would be the perfect car for you guys. So we said if you're interested in this, the best price on this is 6.5 million shillings. But of course, once you come down here, we'll be able to get you a better price, and I can get up to 6.4, slightly negotiable price for this amazing SUV. So if you need it, my number is always there, 0711 431 667. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.